So much for checking out Reforge Gaming. We're going to be covering Immortals of Aveum, if that's how you're supposed to pronounce it. I actually haven't, I'm not sure if they've said how to pronounce it in the trailers. If they've had, I've missed it. Immortals of Aveum, they're doing a gameplay first look trailer. So if you're watching the past broadcast, skip ahead 19 minutes and you'll be able to watch it. And then afterwards, I'll kind of debrief with my thoughts. I did a stream about Diablo 4 this morning, the Paragon boards. If you missed that, check it out. Then I'm also going to be co-streaming the Diablo 4 developer update. So all that content in one day. We're hitting big numbers with members as well. If you pick a VIP member as a brand new member, it counts as 2 for the member goal, and then it'll also unlock VIP streams. I'm going to end the previous stream and bring everybody over on a redirect. Thank you guys so much for supporting that first stream of the day. Make sure as you guys come over, you are smashing the ever-loving heck out of that like button. A lot of the times when we do a redirect and a new stream, people kind of sleep on the like button, and we need you guys to smash that, right? Because that helps out the video when we have people smacking that button. I'm going to make sure and send out tweets and announcement as well, so people know what we're doing. If you follow me on Twitter at Reforge Gaming, or you hang out in the Discord link is in the description below. You'll never miss out on what we do, especially all of you new members. We'll be doing a Friday night stream. My wife and I will be playing some goofy games. We may even play Horizon Forbidden West together. You can do like a cool controller share thing. We have drinks, we have laughs. It's usually a really, really good time. Checking out the Immortals of Aveum gameplay live, and then we'll do a little arrow, and we'll send our tweet, right? If you guys haven't seen this game yet, I think it looks really, really good. I was kind of surprised that people were like giving me grief. They're like, you said that Redfall looks slow and this game looks slow. Why are you saying this game looks better? I'm like, Redfall is a first-person shooter with a really bad FOV, and they were also trying to hide the fact that it's 30 FPS. This game is 60 FPS. It's very different in its combat, and it doesn't look slow to me at all. And it also isn't a game with guns, and the FOV doesn't look bad, and it's 60 FPS. So that might be why it doesn't look as slow. Checking out this new gameplay. We'll send tweets there on both of our accounts. We'll hit the Discord with an announcement. Guys, as you roll in on this stream, do me a big favor. Man, make sure and just take a second, especially you lurkers, take a second and minimize chat and smash the like button. People are saying they hope it doesn't turn out like Forspoken. That I am not worried about. I am not worried about that at all. Not worried about that in the least. I think this game looks far more promising than Forspoken. This game has better voice acting, better writing, and seemingly a better identity. So, and if you guys are watching over on Kick or whatever, yeah, you guys should probably just come over to YouTube, honestly. I don't think this is going to work. Because the minute the trailer starts, we're going to have a really hard time over there on Kick. It'll probably make me drop a bunch of frames. We need 20 more likes. I'm sorry, 15 more likes. Guys, thanks for all those likes. Let's see. Sorry, let me be like, it's difficult to quantify how much of a dum-dum you are. Will Immortals let players respec their builds for free? It does look good. EA Originals are turning out to be some nice project. Wild's Heart was a banger. Let me give you guys an update on the member count as well as the VIP count. We do have an incentive right now for VIPs. We're at 2793. So if you guys are going to try to hit that 3,000, you're going to have to go really fast because we're always losing while gaining. But the VIPs are at 156. We only need 44 existing members to bump up the VIP. Or if you sign up as a brand new member and pick VIP, it counts as 2 in the daily goal. Thank you, everybody, for being here and checking this out. Thank you for 100 likes. Thank you, Legend Status, for 11 months of membership. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. How can I see the dev stream? We will be co-streaming the dev stream after this, so just stick with me. I'll bring you along with me for the dev stream. Do not worry. We will be watching that as well. The Diablo 4 dev stream, we'll be watching that together. So do not worry. That'll be something that you can watch with us. We already did a Diablo stream this morning. Now we're checking out this gameplay first look that they're pushing out, and then we will check out the Diablo stream together as well. Oh, this is good. I always want new IPs to succeed. Yo, Stone Spire gifts a membership. Thank you so much for doing that, Stone Spire. Stone Spire, I think you got a membership today, did you not? If you get a gifted member, you can always pay it forward. You don't have to do big, huge member bombs. You can gift one at a time, and he gifts one to Vlad. Thank you so much for gifting a membership to Vlad. Enjoy that. EA is going to be crapping on single-player games to releasing good ones was the redemption story I never imagined, right? It's so crazy. Like, what timeline are we in? That, like, EA is having, you know, a really good, consistent trickle of games coming out. Like, what's happening? Like, you know, again, what timeline are we in right now? What is going on? This is the future for EA, apparently. Game looks good, and Redfall looks, try to be nice. Redfall looks, I got nothing good to say on that one. I think people took the EA thing out of context, personally. I don't even remember what EA said about single-player games, personally. I don't even remember what it was. Thank you, guys. I'm supervising a project, so I'm missing some things. No worries, Bristol. Since they're releasing single-player games for a decade plus, and good ones, except the ones from BioWare. Are we getting Dragon Age Dreadwolf probably sometime next year? I actually don't know. They've not given us even a timeline hint on that, I do not think. Became a member 3 days ago, I believe. So glad I did. Yo, Stone Spire, I appreciate that so much, man. Thank you for jumping in and getting involved. For those of you that are like, why would I become a member on YouTube? It's $5, and it covers you for the entire month. So for an entire month, you get emotes and a badge in my chat. You also get into my members-only Discord, and you can watch all of the extra content that we make for members. We do lots of extra streams. We debrief every day with members. It gets a little bit maybe more personal. I kind of let my guard down. We also do Friday night streams with my wife, and we have some drinks and some laughs. So you get a lot of extra content for $5. You probably get more content as a member for $5 than you do. Some channels create less content than I give to members, like, just for perspective's sake, okay? Yo, what's good? How is Burning Shores? Burning Shores is tough. If you're going to jump into Burning Shores, man, you better be prepared. It is actually quite tough. It's quite challenging. Juggernaut Nate coming in with a $3 tip. It's 2 a.m. in Australia. I listen every night. Hey, man, thank you so much. I appreciate that a lot. Appreciate your support. Appreciate you guys jumping in and becoming a part of what we do. Thank you very much for becoming a member, for doing super chats. Coffee's amazing, says Lawson, and there is a sale. That's right. There's a sale on the coffee, reforgeroast.com. And if you're a member, you can get a buy two, get one free code in our Discord. So be sure to do that. There's some solid, consistent content, definitely worth it. Yeah. I'm telling you, you can go subscribe to channels for free, and you'll get less content for free. Less. If you become a member here, you're going to get more content as a member here than you do from channels that you can subscribe to for free, right? So, just consider that. They're a 10, but they only like playing single-player games. Yeah, like, that was kind of a joke. You know what I mean? That they were joking around. They're a 10, but they only like playing single-player games. Like, I think people probably took that a little bit too seriously. You know what I'm saying? A little too seriously. Another meeting. Phil Day at work. Can only lurk for a bit. Yo, what's good, Sven? Thanks for being here. If you're not a member, you can get a free bag of coffee when you buy one at twice the price. That's right. Hype for this after seeing the reveal. Yeah, I'm really excited for this. I am. I tell you what I'm going to do, though. I don't want us to get our eardrums blown out. So I tell you what I'm going to do. I am going to switch the music. Because when this thing suddenly kicks on and starts, sometimes they do like countdowns. And that can be really annoying. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to switch the music to my main rig, which means you guys over there on Kick are not going to have mute. Well, no, I can keep the music going over there for you guys, actually. It should be still coming through on that OBS. I just paused it for a second. Memberships cost way less than gifting. That's right. You want to change the title, Kickstream? Yeah, I guess I can. Edit title. Immortals of Aveum, new gameplay. Save. There we go. Thank you, Victor. Always love your stream. When there is a premiere. Yeah, we've not done premieres all that often. Oh, you mean when there's a premiere like this? I appreciate you guys supporting me when there's new gameplay like this. There's already over 400 people here. So do me a favor and make sure you guys have taken the time to smash that like button. 75 more clicks will get us to 200, and that will really help us out. That helps more people find the video. I know it's too late, but a huge respec cost makes over 95% of the loot useless, as you can't even try it out. Anything that tries to reduce gameplay is full. I will start again next Diablo stream. Okay, Hilly. Yeah, Hilly's still on that. Hilly's still on that. I don't know how that makes 95% of the loot useless. 95% of the loot is already useless because it either doesn't fit your build or is too low quality or it's not what you're looking for. Like, that's how all loot-based games are. The most of the loot that you see is going to be useless. You're looking for diamonds, you know. You're looking for diamonds, you know, in a pile of rocks. That's the point. Yo, what's good, Melrose Mike? How are you? I don't think... Did it change the title over there? I don't know if it did or not. It's... Their website's been a little funky. Okay, no, it did. It changed the title. Okay, cool. Kind of wanting GSW to win. So oh, you guys talking about sports ball for frick's sake. Loot is just gold with a cute skin. That's right. The wait for Avowed is way too long for me, says Stonespire. This game looks to fill that need from the looks of it. I just didn't understand why somebody couldn't see why I thought this game looked really, really good and I think Redfall looks bad. Like, I don't know. I feel like... Have you ever had somebody do that? Like, they get jealous about something and it's just, like, super awkward and kind of cringe. They're like, well, you didn't say anything about mine. It's like, okay... Do you know what I'm saying? It's like your friend's really good at singing, and he gets up on stage and he sings this amazing solo, and you're like, bro, that was awesome. And your friend awkwardly is like, you didn't say anything about me when I sang. And it's like, well, yeah, because your voice cracked and you're bad at singing. What do you want me to do? Lie to you? Like, don't make this awkward, bro. Don't make this awkward. Well, you didn't like Redfall. Why do you like Immortals? I don't know. Immortals looks like a AAA game and it's 60 FPS, and Redfall looks like something that an intern team made. Like, what do you want me to say? Yo, what's good, Cowboy? What's up, Lono? I was popping in and out earlier. Stream been pretty busy. Yo, good to see you, Cowboy. Good to see you, Wheezy. Wheezy's just smiling. Wheezy's just putting smileys in chat. Sorry, Lono, not all of us can be nerds. We have to like some cool stuff too. Not all of us can be nerds. We like sports. Saw some more gameplay of Redfall. I thought it looked good. I think Redfall looks incredibly mid, and I hate using that word. It's like mid has become the new cringe, right? Everything's mid. Everything's mid. Let me explain why Redfall looks mid and why Immortals of Aveum looks awesome. Let me try to explain it, okay? I've played Redfall before. Does that make sense? I've played Redfall before. The abilities that you're showing me, the gameplay loop that you're showing me, I've played that game before, bro. I don't see anything new. I see guns I've held before. I see areas that are uninspired, and I see enemies that are brain dead. I've played that game before. I've played so many shooters. I played Borderlands 1, 2, pre-sequel, Borderlands 3, Tiny Tina Wonderlands. And I've also played Left 4 Dead, Left 4 Dead 2, Back 4 Blood. The frick do you think you're going to offer me? What do you got? What do you got? It's like if you go around town and you try every single restaurant that makes like a killer pizza, and somebody opens up a new pizza joint, and you go in and you're like, yeah, it's fine. And like, well, why is it just fine? Because there's so many other places I could have pizza. That's why. Like, what do you mean? Yo, Lazaro gifts 5 members, and it takes us to 43. Thank you so much, Lazaro. It goes to Rather Be Skydiving, Alex, David, John Higgins, and Elo. To be honest, I think Redfall looks below mid. It's looking like a 5 to 6. But that it looks like a Fortnite special event. That's what I'm saying, bro. If you're gonna step into that lane, you gotta bring it. You just look like, why do you think? Look, it's so analogous to Forspoken. Everybody wants to bring up Forspoken. It's so analogous to Forspoken. Forspoken stepped on the platform that has all of the premier 5-star top shelf open world action adventure games. And Forspoken didn't come close. And so people were merciless. Mid-level storytelling and voice acting. The world was not inspired. The combat wasn't that great, right? And people are looking at Redfall saying the same thing. Bro, I've played every Borderlands. I've played every Left 4 Dead. You're not doing anything new. It looks like a game I've played before. What's good, Takashi? Good to see you in the chat. Been a while since we caught you in the live stream, Takashi. We've played Immortals before as well. When? When have I played a game like Immortals? Broken Surprise upgrades to VIP. Boom! We only need like 40-something more people to do the upgrade to VIP. 44 more. That's right, baby. 44 more people need to upgrade to VIP. And if a new person subscribes and picks VIP, it counts as 2 in the daily member goal. I've never played a game like Immortals. I've never played a game like Immortals of Aveum. When? When have I played a game where I'm wielding magic and lassoing around a room and flying around? When? When have I played that game? I didn't play Ghostwire Tokyo. I didn't think it looked that good. Oh no, you got me so riled up I'm making a cup of tea. Well, maybe it'll hopefully calm you down. You know? That's therapy in Britain. New stream, new likes. That's right. Almost 470 people are here. If you've never been here before, smash the like button. It helps the video get us to 200. Usually I am in this scene doing a talk show. We already did a talk show about Diablo 4. We'll be covering the Diablo 4 developer stream in just a little while. And we are going to be checking this stream out as well. Come on, it's Destiny with handguns? No, it's not. That's reductionist. Jake, come on. You know that's reductionist, bro. It's not Destiny with handguns. Have you seen the stuff that they're doing in the gameplay? You really think it looks like, oh, they're just using hands instead of guns? Really? Really? So they're popping up with a parry shield mechanic to block things. When you do that in Destiny? When? I've never seen that in Destiny. Popping up some shield out of your hand to block and parry. It has the more action-adventure style. Like, come on. The stuff they're doing with their hands, the spells that they're doing. I've never played this game before. Harry Potter, Destiny, Anthem. No, Harry Potter's third person, and the combat, while really, really awesome, is nowhere near the action level that we've seen in Immortals. Anthem, really? A mech-based game with flying and combos? Nothing like this. To me, it is great. You can say that subjectively. You can't say it objectively. I've never played this game before. You can literally do side-by-side comparisons of the gameplay in Redfall to Back 4 Blood, and they look like the same game in many aspects. That's why it doesn't work. It doesn't hook anybody. Like, do you see what I'm saying? Isn't it interesting that that's where the conversation goes? Isn't it interesting? That's where the conversation goes. Immortals of Aveum. It's not a first-party title. It's not beholden to a platform. And everybody wants to be like, well, what about Redfall? What about Redfall? So what do? Instead of defending Redfall for its quality and its innovation and its newness, what do? You try to whittle Immortals down. That's so suspect. That's so suspect. That has nothing to do with what we've been talking about. Instead of defending Redfall's quality, originality, or innovation, what do? You try to chop Immortals down. It's just like Destiny. Why is that the discussion? So is this what we're going to do every time a new game comes out and looks awesome? Oh, you're not being just as critical as you were of Redfall. The frick are you talking about, bro? The conversation just turns. There's such strange turns. There's such strange turns. He's like, Redfall looks bad. I literally did an entire stream outlining all the reasons it looks bad. Like, I broke down individual pieces of the gameplay, from the combat rhythm to the executions to the way enemies died to the way the FOV looks to the way that the guns handle to the way that the abilities handle. I do all of that. And then I'm asked why I think Immortals looks better. And I'm like, I just can't do it, man. I can't. Can't do it. It's like talking to crazy people sometimes. There we go. All right, hang on a second. Okay. We're going to unmute the browser. I'm going to pause the music. Okay, there we go. Can we at least wait to play the games before comparing them? What do you mean, wait to play the games before comparing them, homie? If I see a game's content loop, if I see a game's combat and I say, that looks just so similar to other games that I've played before, we'll just wait until you play it. Are you kidding me? We're so much more educated and informed as gamers than we ever have been. We have never been this informed. We have never been this able. We've never been this able to make judgment calls about games before. We get to see so much. Oh, just wait until you play it. Really? That's interesting. Everybody told me that about Gotham Knights. I was dead on there. Everybody told me that about Forspoken. I was dead on there. How is it that hard to look at a game like Forspoken and Gotham Knights and not tell, that's bad. That does not look very good. Hey, we got 30 seconds left. Gimme likes on the video, guys. Smash that like button. A lot of you guys are just casually watching. You're either lurking and forgot to smash like. Take a second, minimize chat, hit like, hit subscribe on the channel so that way you can talk in my chat. We're going to be watching the Diablo dev stream as well today. We're going to be breaking down this gameplay afterwards. So when this video is over, don't leave. Stick around for the discussion and the breakdowns. All right, I'm going to give you guys more volume. So be careful with your volume right now. I'm going to turn it up. Contains flashing images as well. It says...
The shrine forge used to create this binding stone was...
under all that sand.
What matters now is that we have a location for a location.
Ley lines are too unstable in that storm. And they will have powered down their portals.
Get prepped for a combat drop.
It's so smooth. This looks sick. I definitely see potential for multiplayer here, though. I really see potential for multiplayer. Like, there's a lot of people there helping you. Yo, that was hot. Let's go. Okay, I like it. Okay, okay. Puzzles. Get up in the air, you dum-dum. Oh, it sticks stuff to him first. That's dope.
Already figured out the solution, Jack. We win.
You don't win in Everforge.
Yeah, dude. I'm all about it. I want to rewatch that. You want to know why I really, really like that? Do you want to know why I really, really like that? It was just gameplay. No cuts, no edits, just gameplay. That's all it was. We didn't get like quick edits or quick cuts. We didn't get like weird like pan and scan, no ADSing, just combat and gameplay, dude. I thought it looked really, really good. I really did. I think it looks so fun. I think the only thing about it that's going to disappoint me is I don't think there's any way that they could do multiplayer because it centers around that main character guy that you play as. I don't think they can do multiplayer with this. It looks set up for multiplayer, like they drop in with 3 people and they're sitting here fighting and there's all these people around casting and doing stuff, but I don't think they could. It seems to center around this main guy that you're playing as. Smooth gameplay. This is a better look than what I saw before. Yeah, I just think this looks so fun. Like the verticality that he uses here. He's like hopping around. He's like backing off. He's blocking. He's dodging. He's lassoing. He's using different abilities. Like right there, like a double arm like wall thing to like protect himself. I don't know. There's a lot going on. I saw no HUD. Yeah, they might have the HUD turned off just for the gameplay. I would imagine you can have a HUD because I think the lack of health bars is the only thing right now that I'm not a huge fan of. Like, I'm not an enormous fan of that. I wouldn't mind having some health bars, dude. Let me see a little more, you know. Also, cooldown timers. Yeah, there's no way to know, like, how often you can use the abilities, how often you can do certain things. Like, are you reloading? Are you picking up ammunition? Or is everything just sort of resetting, like, on your, on your arm? Eugene says, for later, about the whole wait to play. Why doesn't wait until you play it work both ways? Don't get excited until you play it if you're going to use that argument as to why someone can't criticize it. Yeah, I mean, people are constantly talking about games as if they're going to be awesome. Like, I can be skeptical. I can point things out in this and say that would be fun, that would be annoying, that would be irritating. The one thing I will say about this that might end up being a little irritating is it does seem like the character gets shot a lot, and sometimes there doesn't seem to be anything you can do about it. There's just a lot of attacks that kind of have huge area of effect and seem like you either put this shield up or you try to dodge out of the way. And it just seems like sometimes the attack rhythms are too quick and you can't get out of the way. You're going to take damage, right? But again, I haven't played the game, so I don't know. We can only go based off of impressions, and impressions are, there just seems like there's times where you're going to get blasted and you're going to get shot. And I've always liked games that allow you to mitigate all damage if possible. There was a reload mechanic. Watch when they fire, they use the magic to recharge or reload the bracelet. Yeah, this is 100% 60 FPS footage, by the way. As soon as they started moving around, and then he's doing like a big Kamehameha thing here. And then he gets some loot. So, okay, let's take a look at the loot screen, because we do get a loot screen here. Okay, so he's got 3 things on his sigil, 3 things on his totem, 2 rings, and a bracer. And then over here he's got stats, he's got consumables, and then he's got his currency. Okay? And then up here he's got his map, talents, journal, and spells. Okay, so sigil, it looks like things have level, so let's advance it just a little bit. Okay, so he's looking at his sigil items right now. He's highlighted this Lucian storm shards. All right. This seems so inspired by Destiny's latest menu HUD thing that they did. Like the class, you know what I'm saying? The UI. That UI is archaic. Why is it archaic? It looks straightforward to me. Okay, so he's got damage, speed, capacity, green, magic, power, plus 10. So it looks like there's colored magic. This feels really, really similar to some of the base level things they did with Forspoken. You've got this cuff. You have colors for the magic. All right? So now he's going to do a comparison. So he's got Lucian Storm Shards being compared to Wildland Seeker Shards. And the damage is going to go up by 10? Wait, I'm confused. That's 17. 17 plus 5. Oh. That's 44 plus 10. It's not saying it's going up by 10. This 5 is coming probably from somewhere else. Maybe down here. Torrent Fury damage 20%. Green Strike mana cost 100%. Torrent fires a single large missile that deals 200% missile damage. Its speed is lower and its capacity is lower. And it also seemingly has a level. I think the interface is simplistic more than archaic. Yeah, it just feels like it's straightforward. It doesn't feel like it's bad. It just feels like it's just straightforward. Okay, so then he also has a Lucent Maelstrom. Okay, so 12 on the damage. 9 on speed, 80 on capacity. So this is going to shoot faster and hold more. And then it gets a bonus of green magic power plus 10. I just am curious what this plus 3 is. And what this plus 5 is. I wonder what that is. Okay. And then he's going to... he switches to the Lucent Maelstrom. Okay, so he changes that. And then that's it. It looks like he also got something here on his sigil. Ormic Breachfire. Ormic Breachfire. I don't think he looks at that, though. No, he doesn't. Okay. Yeah, Lazaro, I do think the lack of health bars, the reason that always bothers me is I'm like, how much damage am I doing? Right, I can't quantify how strong an attack is. I can't quantify how successful I'm being. It just seems like I'm shooting an NPC that's running around. I'm not seeing the impact. I'm not seeing the effect. Could be from the rings. Yeah, maybe it gets a buff from the rings. You're right, because he is wearing a green ring. So maybe that plus is an augmentation or a power buff from like another item that you're wearing. That is possible. Same problem happened with Avengers. The loot was just numbers based. It did nothing cosmetically to your character. Well, it looked like it was changing what he was wearing. It was changing the stuff on his arm. And that was the only thing they messed with. And this was the boss fight. They put like a clip of this on Twitter. And this was the boss fight that the guy was like, why are you saying this looks so much, looks better and better? He's like, in Redfall looks slow. And I'm like, I just don't know how you can watch this gameplay and compare it to the plotting, super slow stuff that we've seen from Redfall and even compare it. Like, they just don't seem comparable. That was the section right there. That's kind of what I'm talking about. Let me just go back a second. So right here, I don't know if the player's just playing poorly because he gets hit, right? He goes over here, and then he gets hit. And so is the player playing poorly and not mitigating the damage, or are there just going to be times where you just get chunked? Here's a breakdown of the gear. Immortals of Aveum has hundreds of pieces of gear you can obtain to use to boost your character. This is everything you need to know. You can see the glowing rings on his finger and thumb. Yeah, and I wonder if that, like, because if he's got a green ring on and a red ring on, are they modifying those abilities, powers, and items on his sigil would be the question. Redfall was slow and shouldn't have been. Yeah, but that's the thing with Redfall. Like, no shade to Xbox. Nothing I'm saying has anything to do with Xbox. Nothing I'm saying has anything to do with Xbox, okay? It's because they're having trouble with optimization. Let's ignore the reasons why we think they're having trouble with optimization. That doesn't matter. The question would be, can they fix it? Because I think that's one of the reasons they've shown slow plotting, slow turn, minimal action Redfall gameplay. They're trying to hide the fact that it doesn't run that well, that the frame rate's not very good, right? They're trying to hide that. I feel like more often than not the answer is the player is just playing poorly. Yeah, but I watched gameplay on Bethesda's official YouTube channel and it looked the same to me. It looked slow and plotting and they never ADS. So here's a loadout overview of Immortals. There's a sigil that grants stat boosts and buffs and can also alter how certain spells work. There's a bracer that boosts your defensive abilities. That's probably the shield that pops up. There are rings that augment and transform the grenade-like fury spells. And then totems offer various mobility boosts. And it looks like there's, various ways that you can combine all these things for, like, build synergy. Unavoidable damage stopped mattering when there was auto health regen. Yeah, but that's the problem, Russell, is that unavoidable damage means that you can't really increase the difficulty. You can't have difficulty spectrum, or you can't, like, have difficulty settings because you're going to turn the difficulty up and it's not going to work. Lono, do you think this is a missed opportunity to be a really good third-person game? It's hard to say, Cowboy, because a lot of what they're doing, I think, works because you can see your hands. You can see your hands come up and put up the shield, cast the spell, bring out the rock wall. You can see your hands, casting the spell, changing in color. And the minute you put yourself sort of behind the character, I don't know, this feels sort of like it's inspired by Doom a little bit. There's definitely some Destiny inspiration. So it's kind of like Doom and Destiny combined, and I don't know if you get that feeling if you go third person. I think you lose that intensity. You lose some of that punch and some of that flair, especially right now with what he's doing, sort of the hovering and the verticality. I don't think you quite get that when it's third person. I think you suddenly just, I don't know. I think it changes how it feels. I love third-person action-adventure games, but I also really, really like intense first-person shooters like Doom. Like, I would never want somebody to watch Doom gameplay and be like, you know what? They should really make Doom third-person. I would be like, no, that would completely ruin it. Are the spells auto-aim or manual aim? Some of them seek and are auto-aim, and some of them are not. Some of them you have to actively aim like a gun. I wish all games gave you the option for first or third person, but the game is made for first. It would be perfect for VR. This game might be a little intense for VR. I don't know. I hope there's an FOV slider. The FOV is a little low. I will say that. But if they have to do that to maintain the frames per second and the smoothness and the fluidity, then you kind of have to accept that, right? Like, I definitely do feel, though, that, like, a lot of games now, sometimes they do their showcase. And it's like, the FOV is so zoomed in. It's like, what the frick? For sure, I'm intrigued, says Jake. I want to know more, so they got me. Like, is the game just corridors and kill arenas, or is there an open world aspect? I'm going to go on record and make a guess. I doubt there's any open world aspect. I think this is going to be more like the level design of Destiny than like a big open world game. I don't see anything. I don't think we're gonna see big open world areas. I could be wrong, because there's definitely some parts of the cinematic stuff that, you know, when there's definitely some cinematic stuff that has you in big, large open areas, you know, doing big drop downs and stuff. So, but I don't know how much of that is going to be places where you can play, or just a way to create like a large scope and feel for the world. I'm curious what platform they captured this gameplay on, and how they're going to handle the particle effects on consoles. For sure. Here you get a look at his inventory, right? You get a look at his inventory. Let's look at the stats. You've got health, fury mana, blink clip, armor, shield health, blue magic power, red magic power, green magic power. So again, some odd similarities here to Forspoken. Almost like we've had, I don't know, it's almost like we had artistic vision teams sitting in a room together, and then they all went off to build their own games, where you have a cuff on your arm and you can tap into magic that's designated by color. I don't know. Consumables, he has a health crystal and mana crystals that he can use for his health and his mana to consume. Currency, we have gold, blue, red, and green essence. So I'm imagining that you would spend that to level up probably the talents maybe within those magic trees, and then legendary essence. So maybe you spend this currency to upgrade the loot itself. So that's what it looks like there. He's going to change its appearance, I believe. So how much does it change? It doesn't look like it changes that much. It's too many frames. I can't use the frame by frame. Okay, so this one's like really high, almost like a cobra. This one comes down, it's more spiky. So yeah, it's definitely not a huge aesthetic impact on the character and like what you look like in your appearance. The question would be, can you change your outfit? You know, it looks like you could, but I don't know where you would do that, right? I don't know where you would do that, because up on this screen here, we got map, gear, talents, journal, spells. I'm not seeing a place to change his outfit. So hopefully we can, because, you know, he doesn't look bad, but I'd like to change, you know, I don't know about the striped pants, you know. Looks like he's ready to go work at the carnival. Yo, Quintar is going to roll us over on the member goal to 53. I'm going to make good on all the members that I owe you guys in the Diablo stream. Every 25, I owe you 5. So right now I owe you 10. 75 is the next milestone, and Quintar has already got us headed toward it. Thank you so much for enjoying the coverage today. Young, Nazi, Victor, Jay, the Broken Crown, Enrique, Epic Fail Games, Dreamwalker, AGB, Omen, and SR. You guys all got gifted members. You can enjoy my members-only streams, as well as my streams on Friday night with my wife, as well as our members-only Discord. So if you just got a membership, be sure to cash in on all those benefits. They share similar names, so they could be in a similar class of weapon, hence similar appearance. That is true. That is true. Because the stuff that's popping up on his arm looks pretty awesome. The movement and the double jumping definitely reminds me of Destiny. I will fully concede that. I don't feel like the gameplay moves and feels like Destiny. It's way too intense. It's way less like bullet oriented, like the guns and the buletes and the handling of guns and the grenades and the abilities in Destiny are far more impactful. I got to figure out what makes the bitrate fluctuate so much over here on Kick. I wonder if it's literally the browser just playing the video. I think that's what it is. I think playing videos does it. Lono, for reference, there is very much a Heretic spiritual sequel. Oh, this is very much a Heretic spiritual sequel. Have they said that? Powering that red crystal, is that starting a dungeon? I mean, he powers up this guy. This guy seems like he's like a guardian protecting the door, right? He's like some kind of a security system. You know? He's just blasting you up with his face. I think I like Outriders better than this game so far. Oh gosh, Outriders is so bad. Sound design was so bad. What you need, mama? What's that? Yeah, now, or if you're doing something, you can give me lunch after. Stop it. I'm streaming. They need one brain, shower, sky, PowerPoint thing, and it all gets fixed. What are you guys talking about? He hasn't said it, but he worked at Raven Softworks back in the 90s and called this game a shooter we haven't seen in years. Oh, I see. Well, we still have a lot of people here hanging out and discussing the footage. This is Immortals of Aveum gameplay. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button so you can talk in the chat. We're going to keep looping the gameplay and looking for clues about how the game will play, how the game will feel. Make sure you guys have smashed the like button. 300 likes would really help us out right now. And we greatly appreciate everybody who supports the channel with a subscription, because a subscription is totally free. We're also having big incentives right now for members. If you upgrade to VIP, we have an incentive running, and that was Zubair's idea. So if you guys like, VIP streams just for you, upgrade. We need about 30-something or 40-something people to upgrade still. A lot of people already have. So consider upgrading today. It's only $5 more. And if you got a gifted membership, you can do that too. Just use the join button or the membership page and click on your perks, and you can change them. Okay, we're getting a good. Oh, let's go. I saw this and immediately thought of Hexen and Heretic. I feel like I remember those games. I do. I feel like I remember those games from a long, long time ago. I can't remember where I played them, though. Were those like Nintendo 64 games? Wasn't there a game like this on Nintendo 64? Called Hexen or something? Hexen game, Nintendo 64. I feel like I remember seeing the cartridge in... Yes! It was a Nintendo 64 game. I was like, I feel like I remember seeing the cartridge at the rental store. Yes. It was a 4-play, could play up to 4 players. Yep. It was kind of inspired by Doom a little bit. Outriders was fun. Hexen was PC. Homie, there was a Nintendo 64 version of Hexen. I remember it. I remember going to the rental store and seeing it all of the time. Outriders was fun because they put so much cover in the environment and everyone kept using it and getting demolished by flanking mobs. They were PC games. They came out at the same time frame as Quake 2. Okay, that's probably why I didn't play it. I was big into Quake 2 and Quake 3, so I wouldn't have played Hexen on PC. I wouldn't have played it. It was ported to Nintendo 64. Okay, it came to PC first. Okay. I love this showcase. No cutscenes, no dev chats, no virtue signaling, just raw gameplay. Yeah, I like the fact that there's no cuts. Like, they just drop in the game and they just play. Now, obviously, with some of the things that we've seen recently with fully rendered gameplay and fully rendered clips, the concern would be, is this real gameplay? Is this raw gameplay, right? Like that, I think that's always a growing concern if we're seeing raw gameplay. And the lack of HUD certainly makes you wonder, right? It certainly makes you wonder. So So I would say that this is a good showcase for that reason, that they just kind of got in the trenches and just showed us the game. But the lack of HUD does make me like a teensy tiny bit, you know, what if this is just a bunch of fully rendered stuff? But given how they've kind of immediately stepped out and just touted the game as being 60 FPS, I'm not too worried about that. I'm not too worried about this being, you know, like, oh yeah, we're not going to get that real gameplay. Like this seems like real raw gameplay. This doesn't seem like something that's been baked up and made fake. You know what I mean? Because I feel like you can kind of sense that when a game just looks too good, or the movement looks too good, or, you know, there's almost something sometimes in the frame rate that looks a little weird or a little bit wonky. I don't know. I don't get that impression with this. We've watched a lot of trailers recently, and a lot of trailers recently, it's like, yeah, that seems like it's a bit overbaked, you know? Thanks, Mama. Like that. It exists. Yeah, Fuzzy has it. Fuzzy has the Hexen one, man. That's awesome. That is so awesome that it still exists. I mean, that you know that you still have it. Is that in your possession? Did you take that picture, Fuzzy? Maybe able to cut the HUD off. Yeah, I don't know about you guys. I mean, if you guys want to weigh in on this, we can kind of discuss this, because I don't want to go to the Diablo dev stream too early. We'll probably go in the next 30 minutes or so, and then we can chat for about an hour. And then I think their stream is going to be about 90 minutes. So that I don't want that stream to be too long. I believe they said their stream is going to be 90 minutes, so it'll go until about 3:30. So I don't want to go over there too early. I do not like games, and this is where, you know, Wheezy and I honestly, you know, often disagree on Monhunt especially. I do not like when a game doesn't show me health. Oh, that's from eBay. Okay. I don't like when a game doesn't show me health. It's frustrating to me. It's like, I want to know the impact of what I'm doing. You know? When I land some big ability, or I get some barrage of shots on the guy, like, you know, I want to see the impact of it. How much did I chunk him for? You know? Should I shoot his legs, stomach? Should I shoot his head? You know? Should I freeze him first? Should I get behind him? I don't know. It's just one of those things where I want to see that health bar. Hexen was one of the games that drove me to become a software engineer. Really? Why did Hexen drive you to become a software engineer? If no HUD, you need more visual clues. Yeah, exactly. Excuse me. I think they turned everything off. HUD, health, damage, etc. Yeah, I know a lot of people are going to look at the Immortals of Aveum gameplay, and they're going to say, there's too much going on, there's too many particle effects, it's just too busy. I don't agree, but I can see why people would think that, because I've played, I think it's kind of analogous to some of the, I played some side scrollers in my time, like little rogues, and it's like really intense, and you can do iframe dodges, blocks and parries, and, you know, dashes and rolls and stuff. There's all these things you can do to mitigate damage, okay? But if it's too flashy and there's too much going on, I can't tell when I'm taking damage. It becomes difficult for player feedback to make it to my eyeballs. Like, I can't tell if I'm under threat, I can't tell if my guy is taking any damage, and then I end up making mistakes or not knowing when to dodge, when to block, roll, dash, parry, you know, all the different things in my tool set to mitigate damage. You know, I don't really know when to do it. So I could see somebody watching this and thinking, you know, I can't even tell what's going on. You know, I'm gonna get hurt, I'm gonna get damaged, and I'm not even gonna know where it came from. I feel like, generally speaking, from the footage that we're watching, I'm not seeing evidence of that. I'm not seeing evidence of a game where I can't tell what's going on. I'm not seeing evidence of a game where it's too flashy to know where the damage is coming from. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things where, for some reason, maybe because it's a first-person shooter, I just kind of see it. I don't feel like I'm in the dark. And for some reason, when I played some of those side-scroller rogue games, buddy, I couldn't see anything. I was like, I don't know what is going on. I don't know, I don't know where the damage is coming from. I don't know when I'm going to get slapped. I don't know when I'm going to get hit. Do they have a link yet for the Diablo live stream? Have they tweeted that out? That could be arranged. I'm not seeing a hyperlink yet for it. Okay, so I've gotten some information more here about Immortals of Aveum, about the HUD. Apparently for the trailer, the HUD is off for the trailer to make the video playable on all channels. So there will be a HUD. There will be a HUD. I don't know what the HUD looks like, but I have gotten some information here about that, about the fact that there will be a HUD. So I'm not seeing though any. What are we aiming with? Yeah, I think that might be part of the HUD. Like, there's just no HUD on the screen. They turned the HUD off for the trailer, so I have got some information about that. But I don't have any pictures or screenshots to show you. But I did get that. I did get that bit of information. I don't know. Does anybody have a link yet to the Diablo live stream? Have they put that anywhere? I'm not seeing it. I might want to. I might want to use that in the description for the Diablo stream, which I should probably just get it scheduled anyway, because we'll probably do like a 1:15-ish. Let's take this, take that, and okay. And then we're gonna go gaming news. We are not going to put ourselves in that podcast thing like we did. That just seemed really strange. And the minute we got out of it, it seemed to fix it. That was really odd earlier today. Do this. We'll do this. No live interactions. And then we'll say 1:15. Gonna venture a guess that their art for the UI is not finished. Either not finished or they didn't want button prompts popping up. You know what I'm saying? Because what I have been told is that they wanted the video to be playable on all channels. So like if an Xbox channel or a PlayStation YouTube channel or any of those various places, like if they want to run the trailer, then they can, and they don't have to worry about like the Xbox button prompts popping up or the PlayStation button prompts popping up. Does that make sense? So I do think sometimes when you make a more agnostic trailer, I'm not going to say generic because that sounds unkind. When you make a more agnostic trailer, it can be repurposed and put in more places. We talk about Jedi being 150 gig on the PS5. I think that's a little weird given the Kraken compression on the PS5 generally keeps install sizes down. If you've ever looked at install size requirements across consoles and PC, you generally see a lower install size on the PS5 because of Kraken compression. So they either didn't tap into it. I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on there. 10 more likes for 300, guys. Keep it going. We're weighing in on Immortals of Aveum. I believe it's Aveum. I think I said Avium, but I think it's Aveum. Immortals of Aveum. And they are saying, master your magic and experience fast, fluid, first-person spell-based combat, where magic is at the core of both offense and defense. Players can creatively leverage all three forces of magic and are rewarded for clever chained attacks as well as well-timed counters. So Like Greenberg said, it's up to the developer. Hang on. 150 gig. Gonna have to give Warzone a run for its money. Yeah, apparently there's like 7 planets and the planets are really big. Yeah, there's a lot. Do we know how big it'll be on Xbox? I don't know if we've gotten that information yet. This game reminds me of the first Descendant game, the demo from not too long ago. I remember the first Descendant game. Yeah. Gamers who own the Series S will be thrilled to see their Star Wars Jedi Survivor download capping at 44 gig, while those owning the Series X will have to make space for 140 gig. Wait, hang on. I'm going to read this again to make sure I didn't misread it. Gamers who own the Xbox Series S will be thrilled to see that their Star Wars Jedi Survivor download is 44 gig, while those owning the Series X will have to make up to 140 gig of space. So that's a 100 gig difference. So what the huh? What's going on? How bad is it going to look? We get a couple more likes on the video. You guys got me right there at 300. Let's go. I'll tell you what. We're just going to keep watching this. And I'm going to eat so my food doesn't get cold. It's right in front of me. Since we're not in the Diablo stream yet. Yeah, that's got to be textures, but that means that... I don't know, man. That's a big difference. Yeah, we're going to head over and get ready for the Diablo stream in about a half an hour. No, it's not Chick-fil-A again. Series S is only getting 1080 textures. Jeepers. A 100 gig is a big difference. Look, I don't care how you want to spin it. You're playing a completely different game at that point. Like a 100 gig difference. We're not playing the same game, bro. Imagine how bad it's going to look on the S. I brought that up yesterday. Was it yesterday that I brought that up? When did I bring that up? I brought up the fact that Diablo 4 is going to run at 4K 60 on the X. 4K. It's going to run at 1080 on the S. They can't even make good on the 1440 4K divide, because that's what they said, right? They said the Xbox Series X is going to be the kind of the 4K machine, and then the Series S is going to be the 1440 machine. They can't even make good on that promise with the freaking dungeon crawler, bro. Jedi Survivor is about to melt your Series S. Get the frick out of here. It'll look fine on a 1080 TV. How many people are buying Jedi Survivor on their next gen console and being like, yeah, man, 1080 TV, I'm ready to go. I don't know why I try anymore. What are you trying to say, alien psychopath? Did I miss something that you said? You know Dead Island 2 releases today? Yes, I know that. Is that what you wanted me to respond to? Like, come on, bro. You're telling somebody who covers gaming news when a video game launches? Only 44% of households own a 4K screen. Okay, that's not an only number. That's actually a pretty big number. That's about half. That's about half of the people who own a television. But the question would be, Zubair, out of that 44%, is like how many of those people are console players? Because that would be, in my mind, that would be make up a greater saturation of the 4K television buyers, is people who play video games. Yeah, Eugene and I just jinxed each other again. Zubair, I bet the overlap between those that have 4K screens and those that get next-gen consoles is higher than that. That's exactly the point that I'm making. Like, the people that go to the store and buy a 4K television so they can take it home and hook it up to their next-gen console makes up a large portion of that 44%, I bet. Like, again, I don't even know if it's the point of, like, will the consumer notice? I don't think that's even a part of the question or the equation. Well, will the consumer notice? It'll look fine on a 1080 TV. What are we even talking about? It's a device that was sold as a next-gen console, and you're talking about playing a game at 1080. Like, that's the conversation that we should be having. Zubair, I happen to think that the market will respond. Even if somebody can't put their finger on it and explain why, I have a feeling that Jedi Survivor running at 1080 on a Series S, I think it will look unpleasant. It will look bad enough that even a casual plays on Friday Night Gamer is going to be like, something's not right. All right, see you later. Cheers, Takashi. I think they're going to be able to tell. They're going to be like, something's wrong. People who bought the Series S know they have a low model. It's a Series X owner suffering. But did they know they bought a low model? Do they know that? I'm gonna push back. Here's my pushback. Oh, those type of gamers don't know. They don't know what we know. They're not super tech and nerdy. Okay, so you think they went and bought a next gen console that promised 1440, but they knew the inner workings of the console and they knew they were buying something that was weak and going to probably give them mostly 1080 30 FPS games. Like, we've been here before. The marketing about 4K, 4K, 4K. I bet you those people understand what 1080 means. And if they're getting games at 1080 and they were expecting 1440 or a step down from 4K, come on. It's confusing because there's no 1440 televisions. Sure. It's not like they went to the store, Zubair, and they saw the Series S at 1440 and said, hey, give me your best 1440 television. That's not the point. The point is it's supposed to be a minor step down from the Series X. The Series X is supposed to be the big daddy at 4K. This is supposed to be the step down at 1440. 1080 is not a step down from 4K. It's decades old. That's ancient. people trying to posture as if 1080 is just like, well, they should have known that. They bought the smaller, cheaper console. What are you so they should have bought a console in 2020 and anticipated getting performance that's decades old. That doesn't make any sense to me at all as an argument. The average consumer going to the store that's less informed than us, they may not know the reasons, the numbers, and the hardware terminology, but they know that when they buy something in 2020, it should look better than what they got 10 years ago, and they're not getting that. If their eyeballs work, then they're going to see it, and they're like, what's going on here? I'm not disagreeing anything about it's supposed to be. I'm saying that while the S may look like butt on a 4K TV, it'll look decent on a 1080. Sure, there are contexts in which the Series S will look fine. Point granted and conceded. And that's just really not even a matter of importance in my mind. That doesn't register on the Richter scale of importance. Consumers went to the store, they bought a box that promised them next-gen performance, and they're getting old-gen performance. That is the issue. Whether or not they can tell doesn't matter. You go and buy a meal that promises you tofu and gluten-free, and just because you can't tell that that's not true doesn't mean that that's not right. Yeah, we always agree on the promises made thing, Zubair. Yeah, we agree on that. I know that, yeah. It won't look like butt. Modern TVs do a fantastic job of upscaling. Yeah, maybe. Paul says the Series S does not look good even on my 24-inch 1080 monitors. It really depends on the game. It really depends on the game. If a game's going to get upscaled by some TV's like post-processing stuff, it might not make it look better. It might make it look worse. Most people in 2023 should know how gaming consoles work. If not, then it falls on them. Yeah, but if you go to the store and you're buying something that promises a certain thing and it doesn't deliver it, like that's not on you. What, you should have went on like a sleuthing project to figure out all the hardware and the bottlenecks and what's the tech industry saying about this? Some of my friends in Discord regret getting the S. They wish they had waited. I think that's one of the most frustrating things about the Series S owners. I think that's one of the most frustrating things. I think Series S owners either did it because it's all they could afford or because they couldn't get an X. And in either scenario, that's got to be followed by irritation. Like, I would have waited. I would have waited and saved my money has got to be the mentality people have. Games on my Series X look very good on my new 4K TV and HDR and Dolby Vision. Not that bad, really. Raging Snake, what games are you playing, though? Because I just wonder, some of these new games coming out, I think, is when you'll start to see it. Yeah, Kelswis, what do you mean? If we were doing the marketing for the consoles, we'd have class action lawsuits. What are you referring to? Fate of the Series X is tied to the Series S. That's the problem. That's a good way of phrasing it. A lot of it will depend on the game, but it's a very passable experience. Sure, it's not going to look like native 4K, but it's playable. Quality's good. You'd have to see it with your own eyes. But homie, let me explain something to you, Raging Snake. I have a really, really nice television that the stream bought for me. It's something I would have never bought for myself because it's way too expensive, and I don't buy things like that for myself. I typically spend money on my kiddos. And so it's just an insane television. I can boot up older games right now through the cloud that are 1080, and I don't think it looks very good. It looks bad. Why? Because I'm playing games at 1440. So I don't need to use the S to see games running at old gen resolutions, 1080 and 30 FPS. I can immediately see it. I'm like, ugh, it just looks bad. So I know for a fact if I hooked up a Series S and I started playing a game at like dynamic 1080 and it wasn't maintaining 60 FPS, homie, I would frickin' see it. I wouldn't be able to not see it. That's why I'm asking, like, what games do you play? This is what it is. It's just like the 60 versus 30 frames per second debate. If you haven't experienced, like, high-end gaming on a high-end television, you probably think it's no big deal. You're like, it's brighter, it's prettier, it's got a crispiness that my old TV didn't have. Buddy, you start playing high-end games on that television, you're going to go back to your Series S, you're going to play a game at 1080, and you're going to be like, what the F is this? What is this? Yeah, boot up an app on your television, go to YouTube, and if it'll let you do it, watch gameplay of a game and set it to 1080, and then bump it to 4K, and tell me that the 1080 looks fine. Like, if you watch gameplay of a game at 4K for a while on your television, watch for like 20 minutes, and then drop it down to 1080, you're going to feel like somebody wiped Vaseline on your television. You're like, what the frick happened? You can't go back. You can't go down. That's the problem. In these discussions, so often you're dealing with people that are like, I think it looks fine. And they're not coping. They're not lying. They're being truthful. They haven't experienced high-end gaming yet. Diablo 4 Beta, Diablo 3, Destiny 2, Division 2, Battlefield, Dirt Rally, and Atomic Heart. Here's the issue, Raging Snake. If you could play... None of those are great test cases because none of those are really next-gen. Maybe Atomic Heart. I'm telling you, if you play a truly next-gen game on the PS5, on that TV... and then you went back and played those games, you would see what I'm talking about. You would see it. You'd be like, oh my gosh. I've had this conversation before with people about 60 FPS. I get comments all the time. Lono, I thought you were full of it about 60 FPS. I got used to it. I tried to go back down to 30, and it's terrible. I'm telling you, it's quite literally impossible. It's not possible for you to share my opinion until you've experienced it. It just isn't possible. 30 FPS didn't bother me for the longest time. And then I got used to 120 and I got used to 60. Eugene said, I had a 4K television from 2015. I bought a new TV for my PS5 and the difference was night and day between the different 4K streams. That's right. Screens, the different screens. Yeah, even newer televisions. Same thing with frame rate. If you go from 60 to 240, you won't feel it as much. But you go 240 back down to 60, it'll feel gross. Yeah, that's why I stop with all that 144, 120 nonsense. I just play every game at 60. I just play every game at 60 because I know I'm going to get consistency in my experience. I don't have to, like, the minute you start getting used to 120 or 144 and then you go back to 60, I don't want to have that experience. So I play every game at 60. I believe you. I don't deny it at all. Right. And I think that's the issue, Raging Snake, is like kind of what Raging Snake is saying is like anecdotally supporting what Zubair is saying. Bro, the average person's buying that Series S, taking it home, hooking it up, and thinking, these games look beautiful. They don't have a comparison point. They don't. My concern is they're going to start to sense the problems even without a comparison point. You're going to play Jedi Survivor, and you're going to be like, this doesn't look like the trailers. You watch a trailer on your phone of Jedi Survivor, you watch my stream, and you're going to say, something's not right with my version. That's when I think the veil's going to start to slip, and people are going to be like, bro, mine's running at 1080, and I'm not getting that kind of frame rate and that kind of fluidity. I do not think this is an open world game, no. Have they scheduled it yet? Come on, man. I don't want to go over until I have something I can put up on screen. $1440.30 and dynamic 1080/60 is just fine for the S if you ask me. $250. Well, see, that's the beauty of this scenario. I don't have to ask you. I just have to ask the marketing. Asking you is not what matters. I'm not being dismissive. Like, your opinion on the matter is superfluous. It doesn't matter. You could look at somebody driving their car and they're getting 5 miles to the gallon. You could be like, yeah, well, that's get what you pay for. But if they were promised more than that, then that's what matters. What matters in the discussion is not whether or not you think, yeah, get what you pay for. You know, that's it, you know, that you went cheap. You went cheapy. The majority won't notice? I don't know about that. Because at one level, Jake, at one level, you're right. At one level, you're right. Like, if you think in the grand scheme of next-gen consoles, like anybody who bought that thing, just, they have no right to expect more than what they're getting. You don't have any right to expect more than what you're getting. 100%. So yes, at one level, totally correct in saying that. But at another level, it's like, what was promised? You're overhyping Diablo too much. I don't hear many people talking about it except you. Sure, just some of the biggest YouTubers on YouTube are talking about it, and it's one of the most anticipated games this year. Will probably be the second most commercially successful game this year, but I'm just overhyping it. What's making you say that? Like, Diablo 4 is trending on Twitter right now. I'm not really sure. I'm overhyping it, which is a weird assertion. Because because I've done nothing in the realm of hyping up Diablo. I have 600 friends around all platforms. Not one person was playing the beta except for me. Okay. Out of all the friends I have and all the people I've ever gamed with, none of them play Dungeons and Dragons. Does that mean Dungeons and Dragons isn't globally really popular? That's a pretty cool thing you can check there, Silent Warrior. Ton of friends, nobody played it. I mean, I know what he's talking about. I think we've all been there. Like, you go to dive into a beta or some new game and you check your friends list and like nobody's playing it. What game do you think is going to outsell Diablo 4? Hogwarts Legacy. I don't think anybody will touch the commercial success of Hogwarts Legacy this year. It exceeded expectations by... What was the number? It exceeded their own sales expectations by... What was it? Like 400%, 600%? Something insane? You have good humor mocking 600 friends. Grow up. Homie, you have to see... Yeah, just track with your own argumentation. Imagine that you're just in chat and you're reading what somebody else wrote. So take yourself out of the equation for a second. Remove yourself from it so that it's not like personal. Imagine that somebody walked in here and said that. Lono, you really overhyped Hogwarts. It wasn't that popular. Not that many people bought Hogwarts, Lono. Out of all the people on my friends list, I didn't see anybody playing it. Well, that's a ludicrous argument because I would point to all the sales statistics and say, what are you talking about? This game shattered records. Its commercial success is undeniable. Just because nobody on your friends list was playing it, that's not proof of anything. You know what I'm saying? Only loners would make fun of something so stupid. Get over it, honey. You want a cookie with that? Yeah, I think you need to look at the energy that you bring to chat, man. You just got to really check the energy that you're bringing. You're just bringing a really weird energy to chat. Like, you were dismissive of me as a streamer. You said that I'm overhyping Diablo and nobody's talking about it. And the way that you support your premise, your assertion, your sort of passive accusation, the way you support that premise is by pointing to your friends list. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, you're bringing just a weird energy, bro. That's just weird energy. I don't think Hogwarts looked intriguing. My wife beat the game, and she's still playing it. She just hit like 52 hours last night. If that's proof of anything, Hogwarts is going to be a long-standing franchise. They'll do sequels, they'll do DLC, they'll do something. My wife, in the history of her video game experiences, she has never done that before, ever. She's rivaling how much time the two of us put into Borderlands. Like, she's catching up to how many hours that we probably put into Borderlands collectively, because we played Borderlands 1 and 2 and the pre-sequel and the DLCs together, right? Like 52 hours. And she's still playing. She's still booting it up. She's finding everything. She's unlocking stuff. She's finding secrets. You know? We have Hogwarts on the PS5. Oldest daughter beat it and is going to get it on the Switch. My youngest is almost done, and she's getting it on the Switch. Yeah. Who's my favorite Borderlands character? I always liked playing as Salvador. Gonzer! Oh, yeah! He was the best. He was the best, dude. Mindless shooting, bro. It was great. Mindless shooting. I also really liked I really liked Roland in Borderlands 1, and I really wanted Axton to be better in Borderlands 2. Like, if his turret wasn't so weak in the endgame, like, it just always gets destroyed. Because I thought the turrets... Axton is so fun in Borderlands 2 until you get to the end game, and then his turrets are just always getting destroyed. 10 minutes ago, Sony Interactive to acquire Firewalk Studios. What's Firewalk Studios? What have they made? They're not a very big studio, are they? They're a new game development studio whose mission is to spark incredible multiplayer experiences that inspire memorable moments. We believe the brightest memories in gaming come from playing and sharing experiences with each other. We're excited to be part of Probably Monsters, and we're currently working on an unannounced original IP being published by our partners at Sony Interactive Entertainment. We look forward to sharing more about the project in the future. Yeah, so they were already working on something. Surprise, surprise, Sony buys a company that they're already working with. Who would have thunk it? Oh no, I saw somebody leak that Bungie's new game will be PlayStation only. Feel free not to discuss it. Why would we discuss something that can't happen? I mean, I guess it can happen, but the contract says that all future Bungie property will be multi-platform. So I don't know why they would do that unless there was technical reasons. Firewalk was set up in 2018 as part of Probably Monsters, a collective of AAA game developers. It was formed by a number of Bungie veterans, including studio head Tony Hsu, previously general manager and senior vice president of Destiny at Activision, and game director Ryan Ellis, who was previous creative director at Bungie. It now boasts almost 150 employees. I can't wait for people to act like this is the same as ABK. They bought a studio with 150 employees, and people are going to say this is the same as ABK. I can't wait for that. I look forward to that. I do. Again, it's a leak, but it's what I saw. I wouldn't say that leak is very solid, Zubair. I don't know if that leak's very solid, because they specifically have the in the announcement from the acquisition of Bungie specifically states that all future Bungie IP. All future Bungie property will be multi-platform. So I don't know. That would be very, very odd. I wouldn't put a lot of stock in that leak. to go specifically against the announcement would be an odd thing to do. Unless there were technical reasons, which that's not beyond the scope of possibility. I'm going to quickly use the restroom, and then we're going to switch gears to the Diablo dev stream. So I didn't want to go over too early because that Diablo dev stream is going to be like 90 minutes. All right, give me 1 second. Do we have a link to this stream yet? Come on, Diablo. All right, let's just go over. I've gotta be in. I'll just have to be mainframe. I don't like being mainframe when we do this, because people are gonna tune in and be like, "Bro, where's the stream?" Diablo main YouTube page? I was just there. Is it up now? Like 2 seconds ago, it wasn't there. I don't have it. If somebody gets a link, put it in the Discord. I do not see their scheduled stream. I do not see the developer update anywhere on their YouTube channel. You're seeing the old video. All right, guys, I need your help with something. All right? I need your help with something. I need you to head over to the stream. We're going to redirect. I need you to like the crap out of it. I don't want to lose momentum. I do not want to lose momentum. I'm going to redirect you over there as well. Right? I'm going to redirect you guys over there. But if you click on the link, you can head over and smash the like button. All right? Let me send my tweet. Yeah, there's a Quidditch standalone. There was. Diablo 4 developer update endgame stream live. Doesn't start for 40 minutes. Yeah, but usually they have it scheduled. All right, creature, I'll do that. All right. And again, really try to help us out with the light count as soon as you guys get over there. All right. The lack of games is the reason Diablo had so many players for the beta. Now we'll find out the first month of release what the regular daily player count is. I bet you it won't be impressive. I don't even need to respond to that. Like it's not even going to be hard to prove you wrong. Like it's one of the most popular franchises in the world. Like it'll be just fine. Like the player count's going to be really strong. Pretending that the Diablo 4 beta only did well because there was nothing else to play. Like the first beta was literally closed because of pre-orders. So like there's no reason to even get into a debate about that. Thank you so much for checking out. This is going to be Reforge Gaming covering the Diablo 4 developer update about the end game. You're going to need to fast forward probably about 40 minutes or so. We're just kind of in a holding pattern right now. We're sort of waiting. We're waiting for them to go live. So you'll have to skip ahead. And we already covered this morning the Paragon board system, and there's some sort of good new information out there that I think was really encouraging, and it makes it look really deep. So check out that live stream if you missed it as well. Make sure you're smashing the like button. I'm going to end the stream where we covered Immortals of Aveum, so make sure and check that out if you haven't seen that yet. We covered that gameplay